Arkansas wins over the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Zach Barnes, Christian Johnston, along with you for about the next 90 minutes or so. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk to Matt Jones here in just a little bit. And Christian, I am not one to make sweeping generalizations after one game because I believe in a football season, one game is simply one act in a 12-act play. However, I think that we can make a sweeping generalization that Pine Bluff is not very good. That is a football team that was not ready for the moment, and Arkansas took advantage of it and looked impressive, getting themselves 70 points on the board and marching up and down the field and pretty much doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah, I definitely expected Pine Bluff to look a little bit better than what they did, but who knows if that's got anything to do with just how good Arkansas is as well a little bit. 70-0. It's hard to take anything positive from that if you're UAPB. I don't know how banged up they are, and for the most part, I hope that Arkansas is not banged up after that win. But that's exactly what they needed to do. 70-0. You know what was it? 10 drives and 10 touchdowns.
10 drives, 10 touchdowns. Can't do much better than that. No. Certainly an impressive performance for Bobby Petrino and his offense. But I think that's kind of what we expected. I think after about the first drive, you understood that Arkansas was just bigger, faster, stronger, and that this was going to be one of those games where it was going to get out of hand. It was just simply a matter of time before that sort of thing happened. You can join us on the show. If you want to text, you can call. We are at 877. Christian, you're going to have to help me with this because every time I say the number wrong, you should probably shock me. 877-377-6963. If I give out the Northwest Arkansas number, I apologize in advance. Christian and I, again, are here for about 90 minutes, and we're going to talk through this. And I had a couple of questions going into the game. I wanted to know what Taylor Green looked like. How does the offensive line look? I didn't have as many questions on the defense because I didn't think they were going to be tested today. But for me, this was an order of operations game. Can you get out of the huddle? Can you manipulate the headsets inside the helmet? Penalties, what they have 5 in the first half, 1 in the second half. And could you get all of that? Because I think over time Arkansas was going to win the game, and I think I always thought they were going to win it pretty handily. However, I did not expect them to just blow through UAPB. They put up absolutely no fight.
No, I mean, 70-0, like I said, that speaks for itself. But, you know, watching this game, going into this game, you wanted to see the team click in all cylinders and dominate in all phases of the game. And that's what they did. They ran the ball well. They threw the ball well. The play calling was great. I know it's UAPB, but it seemed like we had guys open all over the field. Taylor Green made some plays, looked a little shaky there kind of in the first quarter or so, but that's to be expected. But after that, man, he looked calm, he looked poised, didn't look rattled. Not that he had any reason to be. Defensive line made some plays. Offensive line, like I mentioned, they did what they needed to do against an inferior opponent.
Yeah, inferior is probably the best word for it. That was a team that simply wasn't meant to be on the field with Arkansas tonight. And look, there were some games tonight. Western Carolina gave NC State a game. NC State, a top 25 team. North Dakota State pushed Colorado to the brink, had an opportunity to win at the end of the ball game, didn't get it done. And it's one of those games that can be tricky, that can make you look bad just because you come out flat. There's absolutely no reason in your season opener to come out flat. But I mean, it happens, and you don't know what one team's going to run. Arkansas didn't have any problem with that. They literally manhandled them, did whatever they wanted, almost 700 yards of total offense, 400 of that coming through the air. I thought Taylor Green looked great. I thought he did exactly what he should do, which is use his legs as a weapon. Some of the longer passes, that's going to be one of those things that they're going to work on through the year. He's not terribly accurate down the field, but for one night, I thought his athleticism certainly shone, and they got to Malachi Singleton in there as well. I thought he needed some snaps, and they were, as Sam Pittman said in the postgame, they're pretty much able to do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, going into this game, you don't really know what to expect when you've got all these new players and things like that. There's a part of me that was kind of like, I don't know how we're going to do that type of thing. But it's safe to say they exceeded my expectations, and a lot of fans out there, I'm sure, didn't expect a 70-0 win. And you'll have the fans that say this means nothing, which that may be true in part, but I don't think that's totally true. I think this kind of win, despite who it was against, there's something to be taken from that.
Well, it's one of those games that if it got sideways and it was closer than it should have been, it sure as heck mattered. I think they did what you expected them to do, and that's probably as boring as that is in a game.
Well, that's
like
what
this,
good teams do, right?
Absolutely, and there's no upside to this game whatsoever. You win 70-0, everybody's going to point and say, "Well, that's what you're supposed to do." If it's closer than that, everybody's going to say, "Okay, well, we've got a problem." But they got the job done. They went down. They took care of business. My thing was just look sharp. Look like you know what you're doing. Look like you want to be there. And, they preached all summer long that the attitude had changed and that things were different. And, certainly it looked that way. It looked like they were ready to go. But, again, you have to take the level of the opponent into account. It's going to step way up in competition 9 days from now. But I think for one night, you can feel pretty good about where they are.
Yeah, it was just an all-around, great win as far as I'm concerned, because I don't care what you say about that first game of the year, man. There's always some kind of doubt, what kind of team are we going to look like? And there was really nothing in this game that made you go, oh no, that's a huge red flag or anything like that. Yeah, the game was never in jeopardy, and there's a lot of positives you can take. There's probably a few things obviously they can clean up. But for the first game of the year, I think it'll just get smoother from here. I know the competition will pick up, but I think it'll get smoother, and you'll start as the season goes on. You'll see these guys in better rhythm and in sync. You just hope you hope the defense we can't say enough about them giving a goose egg up no matter who it was against. You want to see them against a better opponent next week. Make some good plays. I don't even know. Did we have a turnover tonight?
No. And you talk about the goose egg. The number that's more impressive to me is 7. That's the number of rushing yards they gave up. You can fall forward 3 times and get 7 yards. But that and Clay Henry just sent me a text, and this is probably the best news of all going forward. No injuries tonight. So they'll roll into Stillwater next Saturday at 11 a.m. fully healthy, ready to go to take on the Cowboys. And that I think that's going to be a step up in competition. And the other thing that you have going for you is that Oklahoma State doesn't play till Saturday, and they play a really good FCS team in South Dakota State, the defending national champions, and you'll have an extra day to sort of rest up and then get to work and get ready for Oklahoma State. We're going to be here for about another hour and 20 minutes. It is Hog Reaction. We are brought to you by the Stadium Shop, locally owned and operated by a family of UA alumni with the largest selection of Razorback merchandise. South of the North Pole, it doesn't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Visit their website, shoponrazorback.com. And by Sawyer's Sunrooms. Sawyer's everything for outside the house, sunrooms, patios, covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. Visit them online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. Christian and I will be back. We're going to talk to Matt Jones probably in the next half hour or so. We'll get his impressions on Taylon Green. This is Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction. The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Finding your joy in cycling is the main goal at Champion Cycling. Champion Cycling takes pride in helping you find the right bike. Whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure, Champion Cycling has a great selection of bikes, including brands like Specialized Surly and Salsa. Need service or repair? The friendly, professionally trained technicians will assess your bike's needs and provide you with a free, no-obligation estimate. Find your joy in cycling at Champion Cycling, 5500 Mazur Road in Fort Smith.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. We dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York high-efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high-efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics. Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With the never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Short drop, plenty of time, open in the end zone, complete, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
70-0, the final score tonight. Arkansas beats Pine Bluff. And Christian, we've got callers on the line. Who's up first?
Let's go to Tim in Mineral Springs.
Tim in Mineral Springs. What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. One thing I want to say is about that is we did what we did on offense with some of the key players out tonight, and another thing I want to say is, as far as defense, we did that, man. With we put a goose egg on the board. Anytime you do that against another Division I opponent, that's big. I mean, when you got your second and third, your thirds in there, and you do that, that's pretty big. So I think we got something to look forward to, and I'll hang up and listen, see what you guys
Alrighty,
think.
Tim, appreciate it. I was more. I know everybody's kind of focused on the 0, but the 7 yards rushing. I don't know where that ranks in the school record books. I can probably do the research on that later today. But to me, that was much more impressive. You can stumble into 25 yards rushing, but there was absolutely nowhere to go. To me, that number was more impressive. All right, Christian, who's up next?
Blake in Gilbert, Arkansas.
Blake in Gilbert, Arkansas. Where is Gilbert, Arkansas, Blake?
Have you ever heard of the Buffalo River?
I have.
Yeah, we are not even 500 yards from the Buffalo River.
Okay, so you're like a bedroom community to the Buffalo River.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We got cabins, and I should probably call, when we're not on air, and I can tell you what all we have. But
done. What's on your mind tonight, Blake?
Hey, Zach, man, I listen to you and Derek every afternoon.
I'm sorry about that. You're better than that.
No. I enjoy it for some reason. Like you say, I probably need help or whatever, but I've heard your take on Taylor Green, and I could not tell you how much more spot on you could have been from what you've said and what I've heard you say about Taylor Green. Like, athletic, dude is an athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a project for Bobby. I've heard you say that more than once. But and you saw him struggle in the first half, or at least the first part of the first half, or game jitters or whatever you could chalk it up to. But he settled in, and he really, he made some throws later in the first half. But the reason that I called was, if you remember a year ago, and it wasn't week 1. I don't remember who we played week 1 last year. It
Western Carolina.
I was going to say Eastern Carolina, so I was in the ballpark, just on the wrong side of the state. But
by the way, they gave NC State a game tonight. NC State's 21st in the country, and they were down 17-3 at one point, 17-7, something like that.
Yeah, no, I had the YouTube TV, had multi-screen going on. I was watching that too. College football's back in, so I got to get all I can get. But I wanted to say, if you remember, I think it was week 2, we played Kent State.
Mm-hmm.
And Kent State was one of the worst-ranked teams in college football. And we won that game 28-7. And I can remember at the end of that game just sick to my stomach. Because even though we won the game, I'm sitting here thinking, like, I mean, how many wins can you take away? I mean, we won the game, but we didn't look impressive. It wasn't an impressive win. And, even I can remember some, fourth down. They stopped us on fourth down a time or two or whatever. But tonight, we looked impressive. And I know UAPB is not great. They're not good. But we looked good. We looked good on both sides of the football, and especially at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. We looked good on defense, on the defensive line, and we looked good the offensive line. You could have showed me tape from last year, that offensive line, and then told me that the next year our offensive line would have looked that good in the first game, and I wouldn't have said that was consecutive years. Like it looked night and day. It just looked completely different.
And they did what they were supposed to do, what they were expected to do. There's no upside to this game. You win 70-0, everybody's going to say that's what you're supposed to do. But if you go out and you struggle, everybody goes, aha, none of the problems were solved. And they took care of business tonight, and that's all you can ask. They went down and did exactly what they were supposed to do. Hey, Blake, we appreciate the call. Christian, who we got up next?
Ryan in Hot Springs.
Ryan in Hot Springs. How are things in the Spa City tonight?
Headed back. We just got back in. I went to the game tonight, but man, it's it's hard not to overreact a little bit because we've been waiting on a game like this for close to 3 or 4 years. Because it feels like every time we've gotten up big, Pittman's kind of handcuffed his OCs to kind of sit on the ball a little bit, not move it, and we get up 49-0, and we just we don't do anything else with it. So it's kind of nice to really to go ahead and just keep the foot on the gas all the way to the very end of the game.
It's nice to be able
overall,
to exhale in the second half, right, and not have to clench up and say,
Right.
okay, it's 49-7, it's 49-14. It's just nice to be able to exhale and watch your team execute.
not just that, but the thing, one of my I love Pittman, but my biggest complaint is he's never given us enough of a big enough lead to let us get our backups in there and get some reps. And we saw that tonight. Not only the second string, but the third string quarterback. And I think that's going to be big going forward, especially for KJ getting a little bit of confidence as he gets more reps.
Mm-hmm. And each of those quarterbacks has a different skill set, which is interesting. Right. Malachi Singleton, for most of his high school career, was kind of that, I don't want to say bowling ball, but he was running was sort of his thing. He looked good throwing the ball tonight. I think he was 8 out of 10 tonight, and Jackson was like 4 for 4. So I mean, you can already see the Bobby Petrino effect that the quarterbacks seem to there's a plan and they're executing it.
Well, and it's kind of funny, while I was in the stands, my brother-in-law was texting me. He was kind of hammering Kalen on his passing, and I looked at his stats, and he was like, he was 6 of 11. And this was through the first quarter, and he either had 2 drops or he had 3 drops. I don't remember, but there was 5 that were either dropped or overthrown. And I got to look at it, and I did the math, and by the time it was over, it was like, by the end, it was a little over 64%. Mm-hmm. So for somebody which we knew he coming into this game, he was going to be a little bit raw, but he also showed you where that potential was. So Taylor, I felt like, was kind of where he should have been and did exactly what he should have done, and I felt like he settled in, and felt like his receivers settled in with him too. So I was pleased with
16
that.
out of 23. I mean, that's a good night. That's a good debut, and he showed his athleticism.
I told the guy sitting next to me, I said, it wasn't elite or nothing like that, but it was definitely a solid performance, and it was definitely entertaining. But I hope you all had a great night, and go Hogs. All
righty. Thank you, sir. Christian, we got anybody else here?
We don't.
Okay. You can call or text the show, 877-377-6963. Christian and I are going to be here, for about another hour or so, and taking your calls, taking your texts, talking about Arkansas' 70-0 win over the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. And Christian, I don't know about you, but in the middle of the second quarter, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, how does this translate to next week in Stillwater? Yeah. And again, it's game one, so I take game one, I throw it away. You're not going to be the same team you were on August 29th that you're going to be on Thanksgiving weekend. You're not going to be the same team. There's not a lot that you're going to take from this game other than you got your processes down. You got your plays in and out. You weren't getting called for false starts or delay of games. Those sorts of things carry forward. Those are the sorts of things that last year plagued this team, drove me absolutely insane about them. But it didn't happen tonight. And it was good to see. If you remember last year, they struggled in the opener in the first half against Western Carolina and then got it in gear. Tonight, it was just total domination from the word go.
Well, as far as on the field, we can take away a lot of positives on the way that Arkansas played, but, I don't want to rain on the parade here, and I don't want to, continue to beat a dead horse, but it has to be brought up again at some point. I'm sure it'll be brought up quite a bit tomorrow, but it doesn't seem like the experience at War Memorial's got any better. I'll just.
Oh my gosh! The water pressure stopped. The bathrooms didn't work.
It couldn't have been any worse from what I read. I mean,
yeah, and I was reading a tweet from Andrew Hutchinson of Best of Arkansas Sports. He was saying that they'd lost air conditioning in the press box. That they had that there was no water pressure. The water, toilets didn't work. The sinks didn't work. No water, no nothing. These problems. Some of the problems, the scoreboard things, kind of quirky and cute for a while, but now we're getting to that point with where this marriage has to end.
Yes, it's
the stadium just isn't capable of holding up anymore.
The media people have to have bathroom. I mean, anybody has to have a bathroom,
right?
But you just have to have those basic things, and I want to make excuses for War Memorial, but I can't. They've had a year to kind of get this figured out. What's the chances that this all happens the day of the game? Like that just.
And look, I came to Arkansas in 1991 as a freshman, and War Memorial has always been, for lack of a better term, it's just been a place that you kind of went in, you had to go to. It was like it was something you did because there was no option. Well, there's an option now. There's a 70-plus thousand seat stadium sitting in Fayetteville that's state of the art and ready to go, and yet we're still going down there and playing to an antiquated building until they get that thing renovated and bring it up to an SEC or Big Ten. Hell, bring it up to a Sun Belt standard at this point. I think we're wasting our time going down there, but that is my opinion, and I don't know what you're watching right now, but God bless college football. I got North Carolina, Minnesota on.
Same.
18 seconds to go, and we're coming down to a field goal here at the end, a field goal try for the Golden Gophers to win the game. God, I love this sport. Every year I get that love-hate thing going, and now PJ Fleck's going to row the boat and try and get a win tonight. Hey, this is Hog Reaction. We're going to be here for a little while longer. 877-377-6963. Brought to you by the Stadium Shop. Shop locally owned and operated by a family of UA alumni. Largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. And by Sawyer's Sunroofs. Sawyer's has everything for outside the house sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, windows, including decorative concrete. Appreciate them coming along with us in Hog Reaction. Christian and I will be back. We're going to talk about, I want to talk about the defense, because I don't know if the 0 or the 7's a bigger number. I think the 7 is. We'll get Christian's take on that. Give us a call, 877-367-6963. We'll be right back. This is Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a fourth-generation family-owned business taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Get hooked on Sharp Equipment this year. Sharp Equipment has hooked up with Eastern Oklahoma Guide Service for a free guided fishing trip with the purchase of any Wacker Newson equipment. Along with getting a superior piece of equipment, you will get hooked up with a free guided fishing trip for the chance at a catch of a lifetime. Visit them at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 479-242-1406.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyer's has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyer's and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyer's, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics. Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles, 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Short drop, plenty of time, open in the end zone, complete, touchdown, Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
70-0, the final score today. Arkansas beats UAPB in a game that was never in doubt from the opening drive. And let's go down into the River Valley. Let's go to Braxton in Lavaca. Braxton, is it Friday yet? No, it's still Thursday. But Braxton is from the home of the Golden Arrows. What's going on, Braxton?
I that game gave me way too much confidence. There was a few, I got to say it, there was a couple plays on defense where if UAPB's quarterback, if he's a little bit more accurate, our guys are burnt on a couple of those plays. On that one play where he steps out of bounds, it's a touchdown. The one on the deep route where he overthrows the receiver, that's a touchdown. It's just a couple of the, same old things that we had last year where we're getting burned over the top. And I just want to know what you guys think.
Boy, I get what you're saying, and those are things that can be cleaned up, and hopefully. And some of the plays you're talking about were broken, busted plays where guys just get away, and that's something that through film study you can sort of lock on, and you can. That's a teachable thing. I understand what you're saying. I understand the concern, but the thing that I think you should be excited about is the fact that you went in and you dominated the line of scrimmage. I mean, from the get-go, absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage, and that to me is more. I think that's more impressive. I think that's something you can hang your hat on, because if you can dominate the line of scrimmage next week against Oklahoma State, you're going to win the game. So thank you, Braxton. Appreciate the call. Let's go down into Central Arkansas. Let's go to Brent over in Searcy, home of the Lions. Brent, are you a Searcy grad?
No, sir. I am not. I just moved here in late January, right after the big big ice storm.
Gotcha.
But my niece is graduating from, and nephew graduated from Harding Academy.
Oh, very nice.
So,
okay, state champions last year. Very, very nice.
Yeah, my niece is a senior this year and cheer captain. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Zach.
Zach, I love your show. I listen to it all the time.
I'm sorry, sir. You're better than this. I promise you.
On YouTube. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this game.
Mm-hmm.
I was most impressed that Arkansas took care of business against. We dominated the line of scrimmage. We did exactly what we needed to do, and we won the game 70-0. I mean, it just shows what a really good offensive coordinator with a really good quarterback can do. And I got a question. Do you know? I'll look. Did Kobe Brown from Southside play tonight? Do you know?
I'll double check the play. Boy, towards the end, everybody was getting in. I think they traveled with 92, and I think I'll double check that. I can get that information. I'm not 100% sure if he did or he did not.
But I'm sure they did. They played everybody. They played all 90.
I would say and with the new redshirt rules, you can put a guy in, let him play, and you don't have to risk his eligibility. He's still got 3 games after this.
Is it 3 or 4 games now?
Well, if you play tonight, you'd have 3 more.
Okay, but it's 4 total, right?
Correct.
And thank you. I really enjoy your show, and I'm gonna start calling you in the afternoons.
Please do. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, let's go up to Benton County. We've got Ben in Bentonville. Ben, what's going on?
Well, thanks for taking my call. I wanted to give a shout out to one of your sponsors, Bet Saracen. They voided all of the bets that didn't pay because of the 10-minute quarters in the second half.
Did they?
Thank you for that. And over and over was the play tonight.
It was I don't know how you felt about it, but I was sitting there, I was eating dinner, and I'm watching the first drive, and I'm like, this thing ain't gonna be close. I mean, they went right through them. And look, I have my doubts, or had some doubts about Taylon Green, his effectiveness. The one thing that I will tell you, he was in control tonight of that entire offense. He had everything at his disposal, and he didn't do too much. He used his natural abilities, and this thing flowed tonight. Now, next week's a different deal, but for one night here, we can throw our arms up and go, that dude looked pretty good.
100%. Looking forward to see what happens next. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I just got all my money back, Christian. So tonight's been a good night for Zach. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty jacked up.
I wondered
about that.
how they would handle that, but it's good to see that they're doing that.
All right, let's bring in our quarterback, Matt Jones, who is obviously taking all of this in. And MJ, there were some comparisons to you on the 36-yard touchdown run. Now he probably ran 175 yards to get 36, but I mean that's the run. Those are the kind of runs you used to make.
How fun was that? Hey guys, how's it going?
Well, 70-0 good tonight.
Man, that was fun. I think that was the last play I watched. Was that the last play for the first half? They I mean, it was just it was fun. We looked like the better team. I think we could win that division.
Without question. Let me ask you a question, because you've been in these spots. Games like this where clearly you're the better team. You have the better personnel. You do going in. How hard is it to, A, get ready for a game like that, and then, B, what do you take out of a game like this?
Well, hopefully everybody's healthy. First game of the year, it's pretty easy to get fired up. Number 11, I believe, the little receiver that was out there, you were trying to look for players to flash. He looked like he had a little bit of speed. I thought that was pretty good. Monte Harrison looked like a grown man out there, looked pretty big. So you're just kind of looking for players to flash and newcomers. It was good to see the running back from Utah do what he came in to do, and pretty much the whole team did that.
Yeah, it was impressive. Jaquindon Jackson, 8 carries, over 100 yards today, and you watch Taylon Green as close as anybody, and I mean he's one of those guys who's maybe his best weapon are his legs, and then it's the quick slants, the bubbles, getting the ball out quick to guys in space. I mean, if that's what you're going to ask him to do, he looked pretty good tonight, and going forward, you got to feel pretty good about him going into Oklahoma State and then UAB and so on.
Big, strong, fast kid. No question about it. Looks the part. Zach, you might be onto something. It almost looked like he needed to get hit, and then he settled in kind of in the passing game. Not that he didn't make plays or whatever, but once he kind of got hit, kind of made a play with his legs here and there, it seemed like the flow of the game, everything, he kind of settled in, so to speak.
Yeah, and you know this. I mean, when you step in the huddle for the first time as a freshman or your first career start, things are moving at 1,000 miles an hour. And then you kind of settle in, you get your first hit, you get your first completion, and things start to slow down. And it just becomes a football game, which Taylon Green has played for the last 3 years up at Boise.
You know who else? Yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch. I thought number 5, I thought he looked good out there. He looked sharp. I was trying to check out some of the receivers. I thought Tesla made a couple good catches with his hands. And so just reach out there with strong hands. You'd like to see what Armstrong's going to be able to add to that. But and we only ran crossers a couple times. There was a couple, we were pretty vanilla there. So I think there's a lot more to show, and you got to be pleased with what we saw tonight.
Tell me about the defensive line, because I know that they've been talking about that all summer long as really the strongest unit that they have, that defensive line, that rotation. For a team, I don't care what level you play at, but to hold a team to 7 yards rushing is really, really impressive. You can fall down a couple times and get 7 yards, but that's what Pine Bluff ran for tonight. They wound up with 130 yards total offense, 123 of that through the air, just 7 on the ground.
Yeah, total dominance. We looked bigger. It kind of looked a couple years ago. I went to watch Greenwood High School play Stillwater High School, and Greenwood ends up winning the state championship. But they're playing a division up, is what I'm saying. They're going to play Stillwater, and the population. You're looking on the sideline. It's 2 teams of them, and that's just what it kind of looked. It looked like when a team was playing up a division, and we had the players and they didn't, and it was. Last year it went away where we didn't have a 100-yard rusher in a game when you're like, hey, man, why can't y'all just run the ball and be physical? That's what you wanted to see. If there was one thing you wanted to see tonight, it was be the more physical team, and I think we were.
Absolutely. Mission accomplished. How much of this, from this game can you take forward? Or is this just simply a glorified practice? You're going to get a couple extra days rest. You get to watch Oklahoma State on Saturday against South Dakota State. I don't know how much is translatable other than just the operation of the game, getting the calls, getting used to the helmet headsets, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's good to see your teammates have success as well. It's good to have a smile on your face, all that you mentioned, and you're there for your brothers, and you're celebrating together. You didn't see a lot of selfishness, but you shouldn't. We'll have some adversity later on in this season, and we'll see how we respond. But yeah, you got to take it for what it was, and it really is. It's just good to get out there, hit a different color jersey, have some success, know that you're good at what you do. Had a couple mistakes early, they couldn't capitalize on them, and we were able to get the job done.
Now you are headed to Stillwater next week. You'll have boots on the ground. Tell me what you expect to see and what you're kind of hoping to see. And I don't know if you've ever been over to Stillwater for a game, but it is nuts over there. It's close, it's cramped. There's not a lot of room on the sidelines. They're loud. It's going to be a different environment than you faced today.
Yeah, it's it's Paula J's birthday. It's my mother's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Yeah. Back here in about 15 minutes or so, and so headed over there next week, and Oklahoma State has a good team too. You kind of look back at their schedule last year and look at how it all went down, and they're solid. They got a lot of returns, but I don't think they're like just that much more talented than us. I don't think they're going to have that many more athletes than us. It's going to come down next week to attention to detail. It's going to come down to making some plays on third down. It's not going to come as easy. So what happens when you get stopped 3 and out 2 times in a row? Can the defense respond on a quick turnaround? So it's going to be a whole new set of things that are going on, and I'm excited to see how this team responds.
Yeah, you talk about the talent. 247 did their talent evaluation, and Arkansas was in the 20s. Right around 26, 27. Oklahoma State was at 58. Now they've got an absolute stud in the backfield. They've got one of the best running backs in the country. But we've talked about this on our show. You probably talked about it on yours. Oklahoma State has a history of starting slowly, and getting caught early on and playing their best ball in November, which is what you want to do, but you don't want to drop games like this. This is a team that people are talking about being a dark horse candidate to get into the college football playoff by winning the Big 12. This now, I think Arkansas is going to get some. They're going to get some attention because the number was so big. It's certainly going to be a very, very big game at 11 a.m. tomorrow, or 11 a.m. next Saturday on ABC.
Yeah, who does Oklahoma State play tomorrow or Saturday? This Saturday, because that's what I'll kind of want to see. I kind of want to see them play, and I know it'll probably be somebody like who we just played.
No, they're going to play the number 1 team in FCS, the defending national champion, South Dakota State.
Did you see the Colorado game?
I did.
They played them, and Colorado was a little spread and a little soft, and they're dink and dunk and do their thing, but. That was so maybe you'll see a little something there and kind of see their speed, and that's what I meant with number 11 for Arkansas. It was good to see him flash a couple times, and that's when I'm watching Oklahoma State play Saturday, that's what you're going to look for when you're playing an opponent like that.
Matt, we appreciate you hopping on with us. We'll let you go celebrate birthdays. Have a good time this week, or I guess it would be this weekend, Labor Day weekend, and then next weekend in Stillwater. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. Appreciate you hopping on with us.
All right, you guys be good.
Be good, man. That's Matt Jones, Razorback legend. Christian and I are going to talk about that Razorback defense because there are some things that just perusing the stats that have kind of caught my attention. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. You can join us, 877-367-6963. You can text us. You can call us. If you want to hop on like Braxton and Lavaca did just earlier, we'll be happy to talk to you. Christian Johnson alongside. I'm Zach Arts. We'll be right back. You are listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets? Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys? Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral. Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page brands. He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Soon, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3001 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden June Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood.
Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gem Pawn today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gem Pawn.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Short drop, plenty of time, open in the end zone, complete, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
It is Hog Reaction. Christian Johnston, Zach Arns with you for about 45 minutes or so, talking about Arkansas' 70-0 win tonight over the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors who make all of our Hog Reaction episodes possible. The Stadium Shop, Robert and Elizabeth are locally owned U of A alumni. I went to school with Robert. That's how old I am. Largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. And I do want to thank our friends over at Sawyer Sunrooms. Everything for outside the house sunrooms, patio covers. I don't know what a pergola is, Christian, do you? But they have them. Driveways and windows, including decorative concrete. Check them out online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. Now, I've been digging into some of the numbers here tonight, and it was an incredibly impressive performance against an inferior opponent, but you did what you had to do. Christian, more impressive to you, the 0 points or the 7 yards rushing?
Ooh. Was it -7 or 7?
It was 7 yards total.
7.
They averaged 0.3 yards per carry.
What that tells me is our defensive line, we sacked them a lot because they obviously rush for more than 7 yards, but when you sack them, they take away rushing yardage.
Well, now you say that, and I'm glad you said that because Hagan's, the quarterback, had 9 carries for -14 yards.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but that is impressive. They probably played well enough to get a touchdown on us. They just didn't. They kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit. They're not very good.
They're not very good.
The goose egg is impressive, I guess, but if you watch the game, you probably don't put a lot of weight on it just because you know the opponent. It's still impressive, I guess, but yeah, I'll go with the 7 yards rushing. That's a good sign.
23 carries tonight, 7 yards. Their leading rusher had 5 carries for 13 yards, as I mentioned, 0.3 yards per carry. I don't care what level. I don't care what level you play at. That's really, really impressive to hold them to that. The 123 yards passing, and we have not talked about what could have been in the return game. Mm-hmm. Arkansas was really good on special teams tonight. Really good, and if not for a couple of penalties, the score could be more.
Yeah, the Satania punt return. There was kind of some confusion there when he kind of they thought they were reviewing if he fumbled the ball, if he let go of the ball before he crossed, which he didn't. It was kind of close, not really. And, I kind of thought they were reviewing the penalty, but you can't review a penalty. So, obviously that was never going to be overturned, but it's still nice to see that we're getting some good plays on punt return, and I think we had another one. Did we have another one called back?
Yeah,
we had 2 called back.
Yeah, inside the 5-yard line because of a block in the back. But Pine Bluff's punter averaged 29.6 per punt on 7 punts. And that led to a lot of those big returns.
I will say this: I know it's UAPB, and I know the coaches are probably telling them, don't overreact. You got to flush this one. I mean, you really do. You really need to forget about it after tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to. I mean, it was an impressive win, but I mean, it's a win is all it is. And you've got to definitely play a lot better next week, and you're going to have to.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at just some of the numbers, the drive chart, which was really, really impressive. 10 drives, 10 touchdowns. And it wasn't there weren't a lot of lightning strikes either, which is you get a game that's 70-0. They had drives of 8, 12, 10, 6, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3. Their shortest drive of the night was three plays, 60 yards. They did it in 1 minute and 11 seconds. 10 total drives. The average time of possession was 3 minutes and 12 seconds, and they had 4 70-plus yard drives. That means you're possessing the football, you're holding on to the football, you're converting on third downs, and then when you get in the red zone, you're punching the ball in.
Yeah, them not being able to run the football at all obviously didn't help. Our defensive line really played well, and we heard a lot about them in the offseason, and they definitely did not disappoint. The one play that sticks out in my mind for UAPB, and there weren't many on offense, was that play where he kind of was like scrambling to the sideline, and he threw it, and the guy kind of caught it over our defender and ran it in, but luckily his foot was out of bounds. That's really the only – I mean, it didn't even count. That's really the only positive play all night UAPB had.
I know Travis Williams. That play is probably going to be the thing that the first thing that pops up on the game film tomorrow. But you can almost accept busted plays that get off script, that sort of thing, versus a structured play where you miss 2 tackles and boom, a guy goes 80 yards. Got one where a guy's just running around in circles and then launches when you make a lucky catch and you go. You can almost live with that. But I mean, from a line of scrimmage standpoint, look, the SEC is a line of scrimmage league. They were as dominant as I've ever seen them, and I've been watching them for 30-plus years. That is as dominant as I have seen them play. Granted, you're playing an inferior opponent that clearly got gassed into the second half, and I think that was part of the decision in shortening the quarters because Pine Bluff just couldn't – their starters were out there at the end of the ballgame. They don't have the depth. They don't have the quality depth. And it was getting to a point almost where UAPB couldn't defend themselves, and that's when it gets dangerous. So I was happy to see the 10-minute quarters. Arkansas gets out with no injuries. I think that's the big news is nobody's hurt. They're going to go be fully healthy going into Oklahoma State. It's going to be a wild environment next week when they roll into Stillwater. That is a really difficult place to play. Early kickoff, which I actually think benefits Arkansas. I don't know how you feel about this, but I think the 11 a.m. kickoff benefits Arkansas. Playing in Stillwater at night, that's really hard.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. That 11 a.m. kickoff when you're on the road definitely doesn't hurt you as the away team. But to your point earlier, was on the defense – it was a great all-around effort. Is there like a guy you think that kind of emerged or stood out to you on the defense?
And it's I'm not a big stats guy.
Yeah.
One of the most impressive players to me that they've had in the last couple of years was Jonathan Marshall. Mm-hmm. If you look at Jonathan Marshall's senior year, his stats weren't great, but the fact that he could eat a double team and that he could still get pressure and he could still, Cameron Ball did that tonight. Cam Ball was really, really good. And it was one of those things where he's eating the double team and still holding the point of attack. Arkansas missed that, through the Chad Morris era, the early part of the Sam Pittman era, was they didn't have those tackles. And if you're not good in that triangle in the middle between, guard, center, guard, and your 2 tackles, if you're not good there, you're not going to be good because teams will be able to just take the football and shove it down your throat.
Well, the defensive line obviously affects everything because we didn't see UAPB at all sit in the pocket. They didn't pick us apart at all tonight. And that tells me the defensive line was getting pressure pretty much on every play. So that's a positive, and that's a big reason why UAPB couldn't do anything at all tonight.
Yeah, and they were physically dominated. And look, that's not a good team at the FCS level. They certainly weren't going to threaten Arkansas in any way, unless things just, unless Arkansas came in on not focused. That's what I was asking, wanted to ask Matt, was, a game like this, you're going to win. It's a matter of how much. The one thing you can't do is let a team like Pine Bluff hang around and make it interesting.
Yeah, and I saw no sign of that. They had a hunger from the first play to the last play. I mean, and that's what you really want to see. I don't know if that's because it's primarily a new team, whatever you want to say. A lot of these guys probably have no idea who UAPB is.
Probably not.
And they just see it as another opponent.
And you know what? That's fine. You know, what Sam liked to say, the nameless opponents.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you want, man. Just see the opposite color and go hit them. We're going to be here for about another half hour or so, Christian and I. You can call or text 877-367-6963. You are listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bushville. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bushville. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bushlight.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center's Battle of the Golden Bottle continues into September. For the month of September, Danielle Emery, all state and Summit Insurance advisors, will be battling for the Golden Bottle. Whoever collects more diapers, baby wipes, formula, and cash for Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center will win the Golden Bottle. Be sure to stop in at one of these locations to help families here in the River Valley and to help your team win the Golden Bottle. Follow Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center on Facebook for all your battle updates. Every penny counts.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Come see Cody and the gang on Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find them at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give them a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Short drop, plenty of time, open in the end zone, complete, touchdown, Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
It is Hog Reaction. Christian Johnston alongside. I'm Zach Arns. Glad to have you here to celebrate Arkansas's 70-0 win over UAPB tonight down in Little Rock. They moved to 1-0 on the year, and things get a little bit more difficult. I was just searching the Bet Saracen app to see if they had put out a line yet for next week's game. There is no line yet, so we'll eagerly anticipate that. I want to read some of the texts that have come in on our line up here in Northwest Arkansas. Rusty texts in saying, "Men, I think we need a Bobby P drinking game for every time they showed him." Seth in Elk River says, LOL at Zach's bet. C-Man says, are we getting worried about the spread yet? A lot of people concerned, Christian, with how much money I was going to lose tonight. Dan in Bentonville says, how much money are you going to lose? And then Pete in Cave City, one of our favorite texters on the Ruskin and Zach show, I am fully ready to get hurt. The Kool-Aid is sweet. Okay, so that's kind of where we find ourselves right now after Arkansas's 70-0 win tonight.
Yeah. I was just going to say, embrace the hog.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what? You're 1-0, and that's all that matters. You won game one. We've seen these games get sideways, and tonight was not one of those nights. This is Hog Reactions, brought to you by the Stadium Shop, Sawyer's Sunrooms. Glad to have them along all season as sponsors for Hog Reaction. You can call or text us 877-377-6963. We appreciate Matt Jones joining us in the last hour to talk about tonight's game. And Taylor Green, I really would like getting his insight on quarterbacks because the man has played the position. And we were talking to one of our callers earlier, and we were talking about Taylor Green, and I did a lot of film study on him. I did a lot of analytics and deep diving on his numbers, and I felt like I had a pretty good grasp on what he does well and some of the things that they were going to have to coach him up on. And one of those things was his 10 to 19-yard passes, completed 44% last year. And if you go through the PFF grades, that's an area where he's going to have to grow, and he's going to have to get a lot better. He missed a few tonight, Christian, and I think for a first act, a first effort, I don't think you can be disappointed, but you can also point out, hey, there's room to grow here.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was confused at all or rattled in any way. It just looked like he was, a little inaccurate with a few of his throws, but that just comes with time. And, the first time against live opponent, really, that's actually able to hit you. And I think he passed the test tonight. I don't think this is something we're going to see all season where he's just throwing behind receivers. I mean, you'll see it here and there, but I think his accuracy will improve as the season goes on. And, the play calling tonight, it didn't look like there was any, confusion about the play calling. I know he's got the go ahead to change plays at the line of scrimmage. And I know Bobby P was, it didn't seem like the headsets were an issue tonight.
No,
I was kind of worried about that because everything else seemed to.
It's
to
the
go
first
wrong.
time. It's not like you use it in high school and then you lose it in college or anything. It's the first time for a lot of them to go through that sort of thing. And yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it was much of an issue. One of the things that I love to do is I watched over the summer. I watched 145 throws that that Taylor Green made, all sorts, long throws, the shorts, the slants, bubbles, whatever. And then I watched the first thing I watched tonight, and I had this pointed out to me by several guys who are in the business and coach quarterbacks for a living, and they noticed that basically his lower half on some throws would sort of get out of sorts. He'd have his hips would open, and it was almost like a gunslinger where you're slinging it from the side. Tonight I didn't see that. It looks like they really worked with him through the spring, through the summer on just mechanics. And a lot of the balls that sailed on him last year could be eliminated by mechanics. And I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that sort of thing. But when you're standing in the pocket and you're driving through a pass and throwing it, with force rather than coming around like a shortstop throwing a ball over to first base, you can improve your accuracy. And tonight he was really good. I thought there were just a couple of throws. He underthrew, I think, the first play of the game when they took the shot. Ball was underthrown. Against a team like Oklahoma State, you can't have that happen because they'll probably come away with it. So those are little things that you're gonna. He's so raw. Yeah. And I don't want to compare him to Matt Jones because that's not fair. But he's almost like Matt in a way where you've got this talent, it just needs to be refined and get to a point where the offense is second to him. It's second nature to him that he's just ready to go out and deliver the football and be in full control of this thing. And tonight was a step in that direction, I thought.
Yeah, and I know the 8 picks thing in practice got a lot of people kind of worried about Taylor Green and how he might do in his first game, and he exceeded my expectations. I expected him to play a little worse actually in his first game, and he played a lot better. Didn't really have a throw, occasionally they'll have a really inaccurate throw and it might lead to an interception or a pick six, and you didn't really see that. His throws were just barely off when he didn't hit them, and he had a couple drops too as well. So yeah, I mean overall Taylor Green played well, and really everyone played well, and guys were getting open all night, so he really didn't have to run a whole lot. I know he had that long touchdown pass, but it was just, man, it was almost like a scrimmage. It really was.
Well, and a lot of that goes back to the thing that we talked to you and I have talked about it, and that we've talked about it on all our shows. The offensive line showed up, and that's a big deal. When you're a quarterback and you're back there and you feel comfortable and you don't feel the pressure, all things are possible. And I thought the offensive line, adjudicated itself very well today. There weren't a lot of busts, which is one of the things last year that was just driving me nuts about the way that they would play, is you would have so many busts on the offensive line, and they were so easily correctable, and they just simply couldn't do it. I said all along, the minute Bobby Petrino was hired, that a lot of that would get cleaned up. And then it comes down to, do you have the dudes? And that's what we're going to find out next week. Oklahoma State's got, they got some guys that can come off the edge and come get you. And that's going to be, the game's going to be a lot faster next week. I think they understand that, and it'll be really interesting to see how they handle the pressure next week. And are they, do they get sped up? And I've talked to enough coaches at all levels that when your team gets sped up, and all of a sudden it's it's going real fast, that's when things get dangerous and balls start sailing and hands get on balls, and that's when you start turning it over. And that's the thing that Arkansas's got to stay away from next week.
For sure. And I always worry about these FCS teams with the smaller linemen and how we will adapt. And it looked like tonight, that wasn't an issue at all.
No, they handled most anything that there were a couple of times where they'd run a twist, a stunt, something like that, where you'd get a little bit of pressure, but for the most part, I don't. And Sam said it in the postgame. I don't know that the Taylor Green got hit.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it is almost like a scrimmage, but. I know the offensive line, but just because of how bad it was last year, we almost had to all right, we got to see this line play before we can really excel. And I think they met expectations, at least in this first game, and they're going to be tested again next week. It's going to be a lot harder to block those guys, like you were just saying. So.
Yeah, it's going to be. Next week's different. and it's you're going to play at a different speed next week. And I think they're looking forward to the challenge. And look, they're going to go home tonight. They're going to get on the bus or the plane or however they're getting back to Fayetteville, and they're going to feel pretty good about themselves, and they should. But tomorrow morning, get up. You got to start all over again, and you do have a little bit of an advantage with Oklahoma State playing on Saturday. You've got a couple extra days to just get your, if you've got some bumps and bruises, somebody's got a sore ankle, another couple of days to heal, and then you get to sit back and watch Oklahoma State play, and they're going to play a really good opponent on Saturday, and that's going to be, I think that's going to be really, really interesting in Stillwater.
Yeah, I know Sam actually said that they were going to watch the game on Saturday. So got some cuts here if we want to get to them. I know we're kind of coming up on the last segment or two, but
you tell me, you bring them up and let's hear them.
This is about his just overall thoughts on the game tonight.
They had 52 new kids, and also because you don't know everything about your team, I felt like we were prepared. Our coaches did a really good job, but to go 10 times, I guess I heard it's never been done in the history of the school, and against whomever you play, that's extremely hard to do, obviously, since it's never been done before. So really happy with the offensive staff, defensive staff, special teams. We had too many penalties. We ended up having 5 in the first half, and that's too many. We cut it down to 1 in the second half. But man, what a good performance! A lot of guys showed up. So it was a lot of fun. These games are scary at times because preparation, they had 52 new kids, and also because you don't know.
So yeah, basically just proud of the way the team played tonight, but you pretty much got to flush it after.
Yeah, and what are you going to say? I mean, you won a game 70-0, and it was never a contest, and you had it from day one. I mean, you're using every cliche you can and trying to be nice. I did, and I don't know if you saw this or not, but I did find the iciness of the post game handshake to be a little. Yeah. To be a little weird. Alonzo Hampton, he's a guy to Warren. Just kind of, it was the shake and go. There was no conversation, nothing. But you know what? Hey, they've got to go finish up their season. Arkansas is going to go play their season. You don't worry too much about that. But hey, some good old fashioned hate never hurt anybody, right?
I know it, and I'm excited for next week because of how well they played today. I think they can really go down there and give Oklahoma State a good game. And I know Oklahoma State's going to be ready for us, but I think we're going to be ready as well. So
and they should be. Yeah, it's certainly you're going to go into that one feeling good. That game's at 11 a.m. next week, which means Arkansas game day is going to start at 6 a.m. I don't know who's drawing that assignment. God, I hope it's not me. But we'll have Arkansas game day from 6 to 8. Learfield will take it from 8 to 11 into kickoff, and then, of course, the game. And then Hog Reaction, Ty and Derek are going to do that one tomorrow on Saturday afternoon. They'll take you home on that and recap the Pigs and the Cowboys. But tonight, 70-0, Arkansas a winner. This one's going to be one that we're going to look back on in a little bit and probably think, much ado about nothing, or is it something more? Who knows? Christian and I will be back. We'll wrap this up. This is Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center's Battle of the Golden Bottle continues into September. For the month of September, Danielle Emery, Allstate and Summit Insurance Advisors, will be battling for the Golden Bottle. Whoever collects more diapers, baby wipes, formula, and cash for Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center will win the Golden Bottle. Be sure to stop in at one of these locations to help families here in the River Valley and to help your team win the Golden Bottle. Follow Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center on Facebook for all your battle updates. Every penny counts.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Have you been searching for a luxury dealership experience unlike any other? Come to Land Rover Little Rock in Little Rock, Arkansas, and discover why we're known as classy, top-tier, easy, and honest. Whether you want to upgrade your ride to a new Range Rover Velar, or you're in the market for a used vehicle of another make, you won't regret visiting our Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover dealership for all your automotive needs. Can't make it in? Check us out online at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Short drop, plenty of time, open in the end zone, complete, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
It is Hog Reaction, last segment, and I never in a million years thought at 12:17 on Friday morning I would be saying, let's go to Steve in the Virgin Islands. Steve, are you really in the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, you broke up just a second. Am I what?
Are you really in the Virgin Islands?
Yes, I live here.
Wow.
I'm from Arkansas, but I live here now, so...
Steve, there's got to be something better going on in the Virgin Islands than hanging out with Christian and I, man.
Well, once a hog fan, always a hog fan.
All right, I got you on that one.
Just want to call and say that I was very impressed with the offensive line and the strides they've made. I understand this was against the Cupcake, but last year we couldn't move the ball against Cupcakes. You know, we couldn't get that 3 yards or punch it in. So I'm seeing a big improvement, and we'll see how we stack up against stronger competition. But right now, it looks a lot better. And if we continue to show this type of progress on the O-line, I think that Eric Mateus needs to get a little bit of recognition also.
Probably needs to get a raise after straightening out last year's mess. But yeah,
exactly.
I think for one afternoon, you can puff your chest out and say, you know what, it looked like it was supposed to, and it's been a long time since we've been able to say that.
Yeah, and we'll know more after the next game, but for right now, I'm seeing a big improvement. So I'm going to hope that carries over to our next opponent. And one other comment I had, or observation mainly, we had 10 possessions and 10 scores, which I'll take that every day, and twice on Sunday. But we didn't get to see our punting team or our field goal team. So
you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If the punter never makes it on the field, you're probably going to have a pretty good season.
Absolutely, but I just got thinking, well, that's something we didn't get to see tonight was, our kicking, part of our kicking game. But, yep, we can score every time, not a problem here.
Absolutely, man. Be good. Enjoy the Virgin Islands. Wow. I never
Will
in a
do,
million
gentlemen.
years.
Have a good evening.
All right, buddy. Be good. Christian, I got to be honest with you. I did not have the Virgin Islands on my bingo card tonight.
Every now and then we'll get a caller from way out there, but yeah, you're right, at 12:30 at night. But I guess that just shows you, man, that everybody watches the Hogs, and this win has got people kind of.
Yeah, puff your chest out, man. It's absolutely. Hey, look, you rule today. Tomorrow morning. Well, I say tomorrow morning. Later today, flush it, and we go on. Now we've got a couple more cuts before we get out of here from Sam Pittman.
Yeah, so we got him talking about both lines of scrimmage.
Well, we ran the ball for the most part about whatever we wanted to do, and the protection was solid. I don't know if Taylor got hit. He may have gotten hit one time, and then the twos go in there, and the threes go in there, and KJ leads a touchdown drive down there. And I thought both quarterbacks played well, but the big guys put pressure on them defensively. We lost contain a couple of times that we've got to get fixed, but I think we played extremely hard on both sides of the ball, and I didn't see a lot of MAs out there on either side with the bigs.
Nice to be nitpicky after a 70-0 win, right? I mean, you're searching for things that you have to go and fix, and that, you know what? That's great. That's what you want. You want to be nitpicking a little bit and say, look, hey, we lost contain on a play. We'll get that fixed. That's not a bad place to be.
Yeah, and another good thing about this Thursday game is obviously Arkansas's got a few extra days. I believe 9 days until they play Oklahoma State, and Sam Pittman had a little bit to say about that.
Yeah,
that's big. I mean, that's just huge to have those extra days. Obviously, we'll be sitting around watching them play. A lot of respect for them. They're, talking about being a playoff team, and certainly went to the Big 12 championship last year. You got 18 to 20 starters coming back. Just Doak Walker Award. They're a really good team, and go in there. I've been in there when I was at Oklahoma, played in Oklahoma State. It's a very loud stadium. We're really looking forward to it. We got our work cut out for us, but we're really looking forward to going over there and playing them and watching them on Saturday.
Yeah, that sounds about right, and that's kind of what you're hoping for is you get your you get your extra rest, you get to hang out for a couple days and enjoy a 70-0 win, then you get your mind right and go into, as he said, a very, very tough place to play.
I'm excited to see some games this weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a few.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame will play this weekend. Yeah, they'll play Texas A&M down at Kyle Field. The last time they were down there, it didn't go particularly well. I think that was 2001 was the last time they were down there. But, yeah, different team, different era. I got the chance to see Marcus Freeman up close this summer. He's a different dude. He's got that swag. He's got what you're looking for when you talk about what you're looking for in a head coach. Now you got to start delivering on that stuff. But yeah, there's a bunch of good games. That Georgia Clemson game is sneaky good.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about two top 15 teams, but those are two teams that have championship and playoff aspirations.
And that one's obviously the big one I think this weekend. But LSU and USC is kind of a sneaky good one. I don't even know how you replace a guy like Caleb Williams and Jalen Daniels. You don't, or Jaden Daniels. You don't. But those are two programs that are expecting to have good seasons, and I think LSU's a little better than people are giving them credit for. But obviously, they haven't played a game yet. So.
Here's what I'll tell you about LSU, and this is from watching Brian Kelly for 10 years. This is this is the type of team that Brian Kelly thrives on. If you look at his best teams that have competed for championships, gone to BCS bowls, his quarterbacks were Tony Pike and Everett Golson. Though he'll build it around defense, and they'll be improved on defense, I'm sure of that. But it's run the ball, play conservative. If you win by 7, that's a good day. You know, the throw it around. Look, when you got Jaden Daniels, you got to do what you got to do to get him the football. But this feels like a true Brian Kelly type team, and he's recruited really well. They're talented. Nussmeier is a guy who can manage the game. That's a team that I think if you get them early, you got a chance. Later in the year, that's going to be a team that's probably going to be playing pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too. And you mentioned Nussmeier. It seems like he's been there 3 or 4 years or something.
Feels like he's been there for a decade.
I know wasn't he on the team when Arkansas went down there and won?
Didn't he transfer out and then transfer back in or something like that?
Yeah, I think you're right about that. But I wasn't very impressed. But that was like 3 years ago. So he's probably he's obviously won the job, and they'll have talent all over the field, and I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, man, this has been fun. I appreciate you hanging out with me, making my job a whole lot easier. And I want to thank the Stadium Shop, Sawyer Sunrooms, our sponsors for Hog Reaction. We'll be back next Saturday. It'll be Derek and Ty doing post-game for Oklahoma State and Arkansas. That game, again, 11 a.m. Next Saturday. Christian, anything else you want to add, or can we finally just say, you know what, I need to go to bed?
Let's put a bow on it.
All righty. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Arkansas wins tonight 70-0 over the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. 1-0 on the season. They'll head to Stillwater next week. For Christian Johnson and everybody here at ESPN Arkansas, Woo Pig, we will talk to you tomorrow. Hogs win 70-0. This has been Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales?